Thigpen and Herbert just arrived to H&B intro cage, and we have the visit of Joshi, the alpha male.
So that was Yoshi, the current alpha male, come past to have a look. He was born in 2006 to a female called Priscilla on site, and he used to live in the skunk enclosure, and he's now been moved over to H&B.
Thigpen is exploring. Oh, you are back. Okay, it was very short. We are in H&B, and now we have a new visit. Baby Fudge and baby Mara. Mara with Luxie, Fudge with Hocus. All of them came to see what's happening here. Oh, that's great! That's great. Herbert. They were a bit stressed in the beginning, but that's very good signal that they are starting to move around. Yeah.
Well, it's great to see how well Fudge and Mara have actually settled in with the moms, and they're already up at the intro cage having a look at Herbert and Thigpen and saying, "Come on out here, you guys. This is the place to be. We need some more friends to play with." So I'm sure they're eager to have a go, although they look like they're having enough fun with their foster moms. But yeah, this is always a nice part. Also, while you're doing the integrations, to see the other little ones that have been integrated and how well they're actually settling in and have really become part of the troop now. They've got all these moms like really caring for them. They're really happy little monkeys, and all the effort and work and time, the donations, everything that comes in, this is it. This is what it's all about. It's just seeing these little guys having so much fun. I mean, being monkeys again, we can't ask for more, and it's really great. Sometimes just nice to sit here and see how well these little guys are doing. Pedro is a low-ranked male. He was born in 2005, arrived as a newborn little orphan. He also used to live in Skunky Troop Intro Cage, and we moved him over here to be integrated in H&B when we set up the H&B enclosure. It's just crazy to see the differences between the little ones, how these little ones are relying on their caregiver and everything and keep on running back. And then you have a look at the ones out in the H&B enclosure. They've just been integrated not so long ago, and they're totally independent little monkeys. Not even worried about the caregiver, even though this volunteer was probably involved in their upbringing and looking after them in their little cage. There's no kind of recognition that they need to go back to or anything like that. And that's what's so important about this program, is that the little ones become a lot more independent and are no longer reliant on humans. So they switch over to being looked after by monkeys very, very quickly, and that is really the most important part about this whole program.
Here we have Thigpen in H&B IC with some potential mums in the background, and there's Herbert.
The first little interaction to bigger monkeys is always something nice to watch. Depends if they're going to get a fright or not, or they're interested in as the mother. And as you can see, these two aren't really too frightened. There's a little bit of wariness there, but not pulling back or anything like that. So it is going to be interesting to see how it goes. Hopefully they're not going to be too frightened when the moms come in.
Here we have Thigpen and Herbert in the H&B IC. Herbert started to explore a bit more. Here comes Thigpen. And the mum watching everything happen. Where are these two monsters?
And besides the fact that little Herbert's come over here to socialize, the most amazing thing is that he's actually using one of the automatic feeding taps. So this is quite remarkable. I mean, nobody's shown him about it or anything like this. He's picked it up on his own, and these little water taps are found within inside the enclosure for the monkeys to help feed themselves and get water whenever they need it. So this is actually quite a remarkable achievement, as well as little Mara coming over there. I mean, she was integrated a short while ago, so it'll be a little friend in the cage for him to meet. So I'm sure they are eager to go out and play with each other and just enjoy this new wide space that they've got available for themselves. But you can see how they're slowly getting around and socializing a bit.
So we've just got Mara and her mum at the gate. So Herbert is just going to go closer. He's been chatting away for a while.
Okay, so this morning Herbert and Thigpen, it's time to meet mamas, as they're both drinking quite well. But because they're quite clingy, we're going to start with Herbert. So Thigpen is being evicted, and we're going to clear out. We're going to let Herbert meet some mums from the troop, and then hopefully, if everything goes well, we'll introduce Thigpen in a few hours, just to give them a little bit of time.
So this is always kind of the tricky part, is waiting for the right monkey to come through to the little gate to let them in, and make sure you choose the right one that's not going to cause too much trouble and just come in for the food only. So the first one in is basically Luxie. Luxie is the alpha female's daughter. She was born in 2009 and also used to live at once upon a time in the skunky enclosure. Hocus is the female on the left-hand side. That's the alpha female. Well, we can see that Luxie's taking on the part of not forcing herself on the little one, taking the distance, and just giving it time. So a good foster mom practice is not to scare the little one straight off, although she is coming fairly close there. But you can see she's not pushing herself or jumping or doing anything out of the ordinary, just making sure she's closing that little gap slowly, and of course leaving it up to Herbert to kind of make the move. But as you can see, he's not really happy about this at all. So it's one thing staring at the monkeys through the cage, but once they're inside with you, they do look terribly frightening. And I must admit, Luxie hasn't got a happy looking face. She's got a cross looking one.
It's like pretending not to look, and as if they're not interested. Herbert, sorry, here he is. On the branches, we're about 2 hours into the start of foster mom integrations. We've had quite a few of the adult females in. He's very scared, very nervous. He hasn't let them get too close. He jumps away, so we haven't had any interaction yet. So we have Skylar in at the minute. We've had Thandi, Luxie, Millie, Victoria, Percy, Hocus. I think Snow White and Harmony are the only females we haven't had in. But he's starting to relax a little bit. We've just put the food in to see if I can get him to come down, so he was reasonably close to Skylar for a few minutes. Initially the plan was to add Thigpen after a couple of hours, but obviously I don't want to do that until Herbert is settled with the mom and is comfortable with them. So it looks like it's going to be a long day, which is not uncommon. We'll just assess in a few hours, but it looks like just Herbert for today, as it'll take a while for him to settle.
Well, as you can see, it's a long and slow process, and this has taken basically the whole day really to get anything going and just build up the little confidence in Herbert, so he feels confident to come and eat food, still watching out for this big large monkey that he's unsure of. So hasn't sort of like made friends or been comfortable at the moment with a foster mom. And as Mark said earlier, we've had a lot of different ones coming over the time, and he keeps on moving away, as you see in this little clip here. But slowly she'll work on him, and she'll win his confidence, and that's the main thing. You can see how much closer she's coming, eating from the same bowl as him, not making any sudden movements, and in the end of the day, that's what sort of counts. We unfortunately didn't get the actual moment when she came over to him and gave him a little bit of a hug, but we do have them sharing their food bowl, and from that point on it went extremely well. So of course Skylar again not doing anything out of the ordinary, eating food nicely close nearby, just pretending everything's as normal as possible, naturally choosing the nicest pieces to eat. And Herbert he's quite content. Look at that little face. He says, look, as long as I've got a full little stomach, I don't really mind what's going on, and this doesn't seem too bad at all. And then eventually they both climbed up on the feeding cage, and just have a look at that. There he's getting groomed by Skylar, content little face. You can almost see like a little smile popping out. And from now on and from this point on, it'll just go like complete heaven. Thank you all for sharing Herbert's integration with us. We can't do this kind of thing without your support. So everybody out there that's supporting us, sharing our videos, getting involved, becoming part of the family, thank you very much. It's due to you guys that we're able to carry on making these videos and looking after so many of these little animals. Thanks a lot.